I'm being very polite.
Michael, you're the worst.
I haven't even started drinking yet.
Hey, Michael was on your side when Ross was being a dick.
Let's see if this works.
See? That's right. Thank you, Clark. I'm glad someone remembered, because I didn't.
What? 2 for 1s made you forget?
Yeah.
Oops.
By the way, Ross, we're coming with you to the Renaissance Fair. So
How
if
are
you
you?
pick us up at like, I don't know, 10 a.m.
Yeah, sure. Not gonna have enough room. Definitely not.
I'm going to warn you right now that we are going to LARP when we get there.
You
Yeah,
better.
that sounds good.
Yep.
We're gonna go. Sarah and her kids are gonna go. It's gonna be a grand old time.
You guys are all going? Nice.
Yeah,
I am gonna
Joe's
be a
going. He
barbarian.
doesn't know
I'll
it
kill
yet,
anyone.
but Joe's going.
Ross tried to get me to go. I said no thanks because I have to go outside.
He didn't even
He said,
invite
doesn't
me. I
sound
invited
like
myself.
a thing I'd be interested in because it's
Whoa.
outside.
Joe, you have to go.
It's outside. I don't do
Everyone's doing
outside.
it.
You might accidentally meet somebody.
Yeah, no thanks.
You might
A
accidentally meet all of
wench.
us.
You might meet a
Look how well that
wench.
went
Why
last
can I
time.
not?
Joe, you can walk around with wineskins and not be frowned upon.
I can do that in my apartment too.
Joe, how about we pick
Your
you up
cat's
at
probably
11:30?
judging
Why
you.
does it just keep saying error? Update the damn stream name.
What's our stream name?
Dungeons and
currently
Dragons.
3-day weekend equal 3-day stream, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what he did all weekend?
Literally nothing.
Kind of.
Okay, so it's showing the window, but not really.
Nidhogg 2 is what we're playing.
Yeah, it won't update. I'm so confused.
Welcome to Twitch.
Certainly not playing Nidhogg 2. Also, who's messaging? Spence.
Sorry, the advertisement had dubstep, which, as we all know, is my weakness.
Advertisements?
Of course it is.
No,
Oh
dubstep.
yeah, I forget Twitch has advertisements.
Right?
Way not to support the streamers there, Clint.
What? I'm a Twitch Prime member.
I hear myself
So you
talking.
support one streamer.
No, Twitch Prime members
But-
don't get ads.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay.
It's, so you're showing your whole desktop, right?
All I see is a black screen.
Do you see
No,
the
there's
title
at
bar?
the top, there's the city
It's like
of
not
Towers,
showing
Google Chrome.
anything.
I wonder if it's like blocked or something. I don't know how it would do
I
that. Can you
doubt
see
it.
other windows?
Here, let me just monitor share instead. I was window sharing, but I guess we have to
Oh,
show
yeah.
more than one window. Okay, that's the wrong window.
Do I even want to know?
It's just like streamception going on.
Whoa!
That isn't monitor 1, you lying computer.
That's the porn window.
Exactly.
Why? It says Greedy Raven has started watching. There's a picture of a lady waving at you.
Yeah. Are you not a
Am I the lady?
Hispanic
Alana.
lady? No, I guess she's white. She looked Hispanic for a second, and then I zoomed in.
That's racist.
Okay,
Still. Oh yeah, you just see a black window because that's all I'm showing
not-
you.
Oops.
Like, that doesn't look like it at all. There's just a hole.
Why is it not showing my border? It's being dumb and it's frustrating me. Oh, that's not something that I want to do.
You're doing well. We got plenty of time. Never mind, Owen's here. We're out of
All
time.
right.
I mean, it was kind of sprung on me last minute as like noon.
It wasn't last minute. You had 4 hours to work and then
Yeah,
come home and figure it out.
Totally. Update information. Go. Now it's just stuck on updated. Yeah. Could not update stream information. Why the hell not?
Are we streaming things?
Huh?
This time? Are we streaming this time?
Yeah.
Well,
Why not?
kind of. Oh, there it says it's updated. Did it change the title and all that?
Not on this end.
You might have to
Um,
refresh.
For quality and training purposes, this call may be recorded.
Hey, Dungeons
Yeah,
and
well.
Dragons. They refreshed.
Sweet.
And then I immediately heard myself, which is weird.
Yeah, you're gonna want to
Yeah,
mute
mute
it if
it.
you're watching it.
Oh, I did. But it unmuted on the refresh.
Ah, right. Relays.
This is Zip.
Do you ever have it where your browser has the wrong password saved, but it has the right password saved on the you didn't enter the right password page?
Yeah,
Weird.
that's the worst.
That's actually awesome.
All right, is everyone here? Is everyone ready?
Or less.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Which one, the more or the less part?
Both.
Shit. Owen, can you mute your Twitch stream?
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
I don't think I have Twitch open.
Do you not?
No.
I have it. Oh, no, it is definitely on me. Oh my god. I refreshed it and it took the mute off.
I told you that.
Got confused. I didn't know which one of you was real.
Hi, internet.
None of us are. That's the real trick.
Okay. I'm gonna wait a few seconds to figure out if my brain's on right.
It's not.
Okay. No. It's not. Okay. Man, I type a lot to you, Clark. I don't think you've ever said anything back to me.
I mean, I normally, the first time I tried to say something back to you, you were like, no,
did
you
yell
have
at
to say it out
Don't
loud.
talk to me.
So,
That's true.
so then I have to like try and be cryptic about what I'm saying to you / the sword.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Ross PGM is typing. Good one.
True.
Yeah, thanks. All right, so we're streaming this on Twitch for the very first time. So this is episode 1 of a thing we haven't named yet.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. I'm Ross Polly, the Dungeon Master. Let's just go through and introduce everybody and say your name, your character's name, and then your class and race, just so we can remember.
That's right.
And we'll go Joe first, and then go down the list on the people listed at the
Are
bottom
we-
of the Roll20.
Are we doing first, last, just first?
Sure.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Alright, I'm Joe. I'm playing. Oh shit, what's my name?
He doesn't even know who
Nylandris. Nylandris, I forgot for a minute. And I am a Azamar Paladin.
Hasn't been proven yet.
It's true. I'm
That's
still
true.
a Paladin in training.
Clint?
I am Clint. My character's name is the sound of an arrow sticking into a meaty chunk of skull. I'm a Kenku and a rogue.
Good question. How meaty is the skull?
Like, you get a good little crack in there, but it's mostly just meat.
Nice. Okay. Adam.
Alright, I'm Adam. My character's name is Abelix, and he is a Kalishtar Mystic.
Owen.
Hi, my name is Owen. I'm playing Yekel Smokesnatch. He is a goblin artificer.
Clark.
Hi, I'm Clark. I'm playing Erevax, the Dragonborn Revenant Warlock.
And whoever's left.
You guys have way cooler stuff than I do. I'm Al Pacino, playing Al Pacino. I think I'm a human cleric, sailor.
Nice.
What?
A
You're a
human
sailor
cleric
again?
sailor. I don't think you've ever sailed.
No, I don't think you're a sailor in this one.
Yeah, you're the last guy.
It's debatable.
So we've been playing D&D for a couple years now, and on this go around, the characters went to a place called Goldcrest Valley, where they were in a time loop, sort of like Groundhog's Day. And they just broke out of that, and they're in a bit of a haze. So they're trying to figure out what to do next. So I thought it'd be a good time to pop in and create a stream and pretend like somebody cares and is entertained by it. So yeah, let us know if
Keep
you're out there
pretending.
watching.
Natasha's watching.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Rude.
So, before we jump right in, is there any other questions you guys had about sort of where we ended off with you guys being in? I should mention that we're playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, and we're using the Eberron campaign setting. So, when we left off, the players were in a town in the middle of the Mournland that a bunch of Kyre refugees had set up. You'd been hooked up in some sort of magical device which made you relive a memory over and over and over again. And then you're jerked out of it and told
Sorry,
that
what?
some stuff was discovered. And we had some like questions and answers at the end of that. Did you guys have any other questions that you came up with?
No.
No,
We
the
had
answer is no. Nobody cares.
We had a, oh,
So yeah, that totally all made sense. Figured out what was going on. Saw some people. Whatever, you didn't care.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It was 2 weeks ago though, so I mean,
Yeah.
It was 2 weeks ago.
that's like instantly, basically.
Adam said he was going to come up with questions.
Yeah, I think I said that.
I do remember that.
it's hard enough to remember what I was doing at work today.
Hey, wait a minute.
That's his name.
I mean, I totally knew what was going on.
Cool.
Russ, can you recap again what we know about who's behind putting us in the Groundhog's Day?
Sure. So
shenanigans?
there was the Warforged Smith, which is a notable character from a previous campaign, who had hooked you guys all up to one of his inventions, which utilized a memory from Aravax, Clark's character, of the moment, the day or so before Aravax died, before he became a undead warlock monstrosity.
Huh.
Let's emphasize that monstrosity.
So
Yeah.
why was Aravax chosen, I guess?
Because he was found by an ally of Smith, an unnamed, well, I guess he was named, guy by the name of Tug Speedman.
Yes!
Found him out in the middle of nowhere, digging into the side of a mountain until his arms were bloody and fell apart, and then would reattach themselves, and then he'd continue digging. And so he broke him out of this endless digging loop and brought him over to Smith, and then they hooked him up to this device, and the rest of the group, for an agreed upon sum of money. And then you began reliving this this day over and over until you investigated and found out that House Cannith had a facility and they were working on some nasty stuff, and it got taken over by Warforged. And the Warforged apparently blew up the world.
Can you recap for me what direction and how far away the person or persons I'm seeking revenge on are?
There's a few hours to the north.
Thanks.
It's very helpful, isn't it?
I mean, bad comes to worst, I know where I want to go.
Do we know anything more about the Lord of Blades?
Yeah, I thought they
He
were
was
responsible
the
for the
individual
war.
that Smith blamed for the takeover of the House Cannith facility and subsequent destruction of the nation of Kyre. Spoilers.
That's we have no idea, though, on where they would be located now or anything like that, if they still exist.
They would be somewhere within the Mournland. Warforged can survive in the Mournland without or a lot better than the rest of the races can, just because they are more machine than person. So they don't have the health detriments that others do. You have to stay within this basically domed city in the Mornland, because the characters of your previous campaign created this this technique of pushing back the mist and creating little pockets of safety. Yeah, with the mistbreakers.
Yeah, can we have a mistbreaker?
Nope.
I didn't have a
Shut
follow-up for that. Can we do a quest to get the mistbreaker or a mistbreaker, since there's multiple now?
Yeah, you did that a while ago. So
Can we steal one?
no. So after you've sort
I'd like
of
to ask the Warforged if I can steal one.
after you've recovered a bit from your disorienting adventure, takes like a couple days to sort of recoup, rest up. The Kyrans in this town give you your agreed upon sum of money, and they teleport you back to Sharn.
Wait, how much money was that?
The agreed upon sum of money,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Which was
Quantified is
which was agreed upon by all parties deemed fair.
And quantified as
A known quantity.
great.
So the reason you're going back to Sharn is because before this whole thing began, 5 of you and apparently now a very dead Dragonborn have agreed to form a corporation or a small business that will be located in Sharn. After the Great War, the 100-Year War, the Sharn had a program, like a jobs program, that helped transition soldiers out of the military and into a more civilian capacity, and had a large influx of city guardsmen. However, recent hostilities with Onder have led to a lot of those career soldiers jumping at the opportunity to go back into the military as the military escalated. And it left this big hole where there's not enough seasoned guardsmen to deal with Sharn, which is the largest city on the continent, and its huge influx of foreigners and people who have come into the city and perhaps brought with them illegal items, or maybe they're war criminals or whatever. The open borders of the era have led to a large influx of people who are not native to the area, and has caused the city to be filled to the brim with people, and has brought in a lot of nefarious people as well. So the lack of guards have made it difficult to maintain a civil order in the city. So the Brellish Crown, they enacted a policy where they would they would freeze the tariffs and taxation of companies who will act as basically private military forces or private guard forces. It's all under the guise of bounty hunting agencies, but bounty hunting isn't necessarily just hunting down criminals with warrants on it. It can be anything from hunting down monsters to hunting down people, or working as private security forces, guards, bodyguards. That's sort of up to the organization themselves.
Joe,
So
what
you
was your
for-
old character's name?
What was what?
What was your old character's name?
Arjan.
We looked that up today.
Yep, I did.
We couldn't remember. So, basically, you all have your own reasons for wanting to join up or create this bounty hunting organization. Some of you, it may be you want a way to legally tinker with magical items, which have been banned in the city. Some of you are more going after it for your own ego. Others may be wanting to create a police-like organization that treats citizens fairly and doesn't kill first, ask questions later.
Lame.
Whatever these reasons are, they're up to you. And if you have any
Your
issues
choice.
with joining this organization, you can feel free to voice them. It was your plan before you entered into the agreement with the Chirons, but things may have changed now that you've died 13 times. Maybe your perspective on life has shifted a bit.
What am I
Let me
doing?
know if
Stop
you
murdering
have
people.
if you have any issues with this. Otherwise, we'll just go forward.
How much killing can I do?
You, as a bounty hunting organization, you have some free reign. You're not allowed to just kill people without warrant, but as long as you file the right paperwork afterwards, it's pretty easy to get away with killing people, as long as you're not killing the wrong people.
So
Right.
what you're saying is this is turning into an episode of Archer.
Yes.
It could be.
Do we have the black credit card?
So you have the license for being a bounty hunting organization allows you several benefits. First, of course, you can conduct violence as necessary against targets of that you can sort of prove are disruptors causing problems. You may be fined later, but usually the organization is pretty protected unless you go after powerful people. Secondly, you are licensed to use magical weapons and artifacts as long as you register them with the government. The general citizenry, there's a ban on like class 1, they call them, magical weapons. So if you have like a lantern, that's not going to be a problem. But if it's a weapon of some sort, you need to register it.
So if I have a boomstick that shoots lead balls, is that bad?
No, you can register that. So as long as the authorities know about it and can trace it in case there's problems, your
Case
broomstick
murder.
is allowed. This is probably a good reason why Yekel would join up with this, is because it's giving him a opportunity to tinker with magical weapons, and as an artificer, that's probably pretty important.
Do I have to register my packed blade every time I change its shape?
No, shape changing is just part of the registration process.
And I want to ask my sword if it thinks staying with these guys is still the best path to revenge.
Your sword does not respond. What was that? Kish, 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 kish.
Yeah. You know, he's just talking about that kush kush.
There was definitely conspicuous silence there, that's for sure.
Nope.
No, there's
how
never
do I get a
conspicuous silence.
How do I get a non-lethal magical weapon?
You mean like a lantern that burns magical
No.
light?
No, more like a harmless magical staff, or
Well, see, a staff itself is classified as a weapon, so
Alright,
that's gonna be a
what
problem.
about-
Get
what
a
about like a magical cloak, like a red cloak?
That you would have to go to the store and purchase one.
magical
do we know how
walking
much-
stick that doubles as a staff.
You won't deprive an old man of his walking stick, will you?
He thinks he's a fisherman. We don't know.
There are some items that are legal that have magical properties. For instance, almost everyone in the city of Sharn carries Featherfall amulets in case they are knocked off or fall off of one of the many towers. This gives them a chance to
That's weak sauce.
have a quick cast of Featherfall right before they hit the ground so they don't go kersplat.
Nope, I'll take it like a boss.
All right, that's fair.
How much
I'll
gold do
come
we
back
have,
in a
though?
day.
Yeah.
You have an agreed upon amount of gold.
All right. Do we have enough agreed upon gold for us all to get capes?
That depends. First, we need to purchase your place of business. If you look at your handouts, there should be a section called Maps, which
I
has
don't accept handouts.
it has 4 different maps of
Lava
Sharn.
pools.
First, you have the overview of all of Sharn in a
Oh,
sort of
that's
a
what that is?
horizontal pattern, talking
Holy
about the
crap.
Skyway, the upper city, the middle city, the lower city, the cogs, and the lava pools. Because it's so vertical, basically the higher up you go, the more high class you are, and the lower you go, the more poor the areas would be.
We have to agree on one of these?
No,
Between Okay, good. Because I'm obviously in the Skyway.
obviously. Then there's
Agreed.
a
I want to be
Sharn-
on the dirtiest, grungiest part of the city.
the second
No, we need
map.
to be in the highest part.
The second map is the Sharn overview, which shows sort of the main plateaus. Dura, the Central Plateau, North Edge, Tavik's Landing, and
The
Memphis
lava
Plateau.
pools.
So each of those have their own layers. So there'd be like Upper Tavik's Landing, Middle Tavik's Landing, Lower Tavik's Landing.
This is fucking
cetera.
confusing.
So I made it a little bit easier. Does the lower wards are about all you're going to be able to afford with your
What
current
the hell?
payment. I know, it's real sad. And you've decided that the lower Memphis Plateau is probably the best place for you to start your business. It's pretty
So
centrally
clearly we're
located.
not going to build there, Ross. Come
Which
on.
one's the... These maps
the
are so
last-
small.
The last
I
map
want
is
like
the-
a food truck, but for bounty services.
Perfect.
Yeah, like a roaming little truck. You can always
It's not a
expand.
bad idea.
At the current time, though, you're only able to afford one location.
No, I don't accept that.
We don't agree.
Wait, how much did this place cost? So we have a knowledge of how we can expand.
Yes, or how many people we can kill to get more money.
Your agreed upon sum of money will allow you to afford the location of your business plus 3 residential homes, townhomes,
Okay,
basically,
we only
in one
need
of
one.
the
we'll
nearby
share.
residential districts.
So, are there any like pros or cons to not just the different parts of this district, but to like what we can afford in a different district?
They're all going to be relatively the same price. So
Yeah,
you
but
don't-
do any of them are any like more defensible or have certain other benefits, places for
Well, there's
owning
the red light district.
artifice?
They're
Oh,
mostly
dang,
just going to
there
be basically a storefront in a strip mall. So defensible's not really going to be a problem. There's going to be like a front door, and you watch out with that. Defend yourself against incoming customers, etc.
We could put Owen in the window in the red light district.
The
To attract
three-
customers.
the 3 districts that your company can be located will either be in downstairs, which is a tavern district.
Yep.
It's pretty dead during the day, but pretty lively at night. But it's full of people who are out looking for good eats and good drinks. There's the Firelight District, which is probably the tamest red light district in the city. It's probably the more socially acceptable place as far as red light districts go. People looking for companionship. There's
like
also a casino there.
they call themselves escorts instead of prostitutes.
Oh,
You
yes,
can get
yes,
yourself
of course.
escort. Yeah, they definitely have places where you can get an
High-end
escort to.
escorts.
Is that
show
like
the ci-
Japan
show
where you
the
hire
city.
someone to cuddle?
Yeah, you can get a cuddle buddy. But it's not as crime-ridden as the other red light districts throughout the town. And yeah, it has a casino, and is a little more active throughout the day than the tavern or than downstairs, but is still pretty night-oriented. And then the third district is Torchfire, which is a theater district. People go there for seeing plays, seeing musical performances, etc. If you have any other questions about these districts, let me know.
I think we should do Torchfire. That's where the richest people of the group are going to be.
I was just
What-
about to ask,
like
where are the most
Firelight, though.
influential people?
Torchfire seems like a good idea to me too.
I agree. Maybe I missed this, but what is our business
We're
about?
bounty hunters.
Oh,
Bounty
just
Certainly
yeah.
missed that.
Policemen for hire.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Yeah, we
Well,
haven't
maybe
really
we should go by the
talked about
casino.
exactly what we're doing, but
Okay.
something
Um,
along those lines.
So Torchfire has the richest people, but downstairs probably has like the rowdiest people, and Firelight's like a good mix, right? They're probably drunk, but they definitely have money on them to like
See, and that's why
buy
I like,
services.
I feel
I like
like
Clark's idea of the food truck, because then we could move to each district.
all three districts cater towards the lower class. You can feel
trying to
free
say?
to move or get clientele in other parts of the city. This is just where your location is going to be.
Who wants to be the sign flipper outside of our door?
Wow, that sounds like an artifact.
Owen's mech servant can do that.
I can just raise the dead every day and just bring up someone to do the sign flipping.
There you
That's
go.
a great idea.
See, I don't think we need drunk people as our clientele because they're going to try to fight their own battles. We need people who can't fight for themselves.
I do need
But
bones
we can
every day,
also
though.
get money by arresting drunk people
Huh?
and like charging them bail, right?
True.
If they're causing trouble.
Here's the other thing, though. If we go to the red light district, then we can totally just, take care of the rowdy ones. And there will be rowdy ones.
But then who's going to pay us?
Although if we're looking to
Red light
expand,
district, obviously.
if we're looking to expand, Torchfire is probably the most reputable spot,
Yeah, I agree.
right? If we want to go up or down.
I think Torchfire would have the best options for us to advance our business as well.
We can always make excursions to the other ones.
And I feel like Torchfire is going to be the ones that are hiring us to go take care of people in downstairs.
True. It'll give
come
Owen
we
time
want
to work
to-
on his food truck version of us.
Yeah.
Why do we want to advance our business?
We want more money, duh.
Michael, you want magical weapons.
That's all I want.
But those cost
We,
money.
we want to be able to go upstairs where all the good magical weapons are and tell them we'll work for magical weapons and not have them be like, all you do is stop bar fights.
Yeah,
Guys,
but
I make
we're
magical
really good at
weapons.
stopping bar fights.
While that is a valid point, I don't think it's our best idea. Because that gets us
All
no
right,
money.
I think it's voting time.
All right.
Alright, I'll see you guys in the Skyway.
I'm at the lava pools.
Alright, what are we voting on? Just type it in chat for your votes.
Yeah, I vote Center Bridge.
Don't think that was an option.
Center Bridge is not a commercial district.
It's a free country. I vote Center Bridge.
It's a free country, but it has residential zoning laws.
In-laws live there. I don't
How
want
do
to
those
live where my
zoning
in-laws
laws
live.
affect a bounty food truck?
Looks like Torchfire's running away with it.
The food truck is going to be our first project for sure.
Absolutely.
Bounty. So we can like kill people and serve them as the food.
I
I'm
mean,
down with that.
We're limitless at that point.
Cool. So Torchfire is where your business is going to be. Now, you can pick where you would like your residences to be. You have enough to afford 3 homes. That's enough for 2 of you to live as roommates.
Can we live in the Tavern District or the Red Light District?
You can live in Central Bridge and Forge Light Towers for sure.
I want to live downstairs.
You can live in downstairs. It's definitely a step down, but it'll save you some money.
Yeah, but this way we get presence in all areas.
How so?
It's true.
I'd like a place
Assuming
with a
that
balcony.
someone else takes Firelight. Who wants to live in the basement with me?
Wait, do we all 3 have one
Yep.
place, or do we choose 3 different places? Or
You can choose 3 different places as couples.
Okay.
You don't have
Joe,
to
are
all
we
be
married
the same
those cases too?
district.
probably. I don't know.
I do have a spell joke.
I wanna
can
be in-
cast to get us married.
I want to be in Center Bridge somewhere, so I'm kind of central and close to our business.
Whoa.
guys, we should all live in the same building and then rent out the other 2.
Ceremony.
Yep.
Oh
Who
my
wants to get
God.
married? It's the bottom one.
Aww.
Can I
For the
roll that
maximum
as a
Wait,
side
for the
practice,
next,
Ross?
they're married
You
for the
know?
next 24 hours.
You're not
Yeah.
married any longer.
Well, no, you're still married. You just don't get the added bonus of being newlywed / having fun every night. This
So
is
you get
just-
divorced every day.
Literally,
Wow,
wow.
that sounds horrible.
So, Ross, I want that as a side gig to
The
help us
problem
raise
is
money
divorce
for
is
our...
not a ceremony.
No, it's not.
That's a level 4 spell.
Just so
Isn't
you know
it
a little
just to
bit,
spell magic?
Basically.
Can I
just so you
become a
know
mage?
a little bit about the residential districts. Central Bridge is sort of an average lower middle class area. It's a little rowdier because it's directly underneath Moorgrave University, so it's more of like a college suburb area. The Forge Light Towers is one of the older residential districts, and so it's got a lot of like long-term people who've basically seen better times and seen how the neighborhood has gone down. But it's pretty peaceful. It's not nearly as rowdy as Center Bridge. It's got a lot more well-established residents.
Do any of the places have a balcony?
You will not be able to afford a place with a balcony.
Damn it!
God,
What
are
if we
poor
all
as hell.
pitch into the one place?
What about big windows?
No, you don't really want big windows because there's not really a lot to look out at. And you don't really want people looking in either.
That's a fair point.
I don't really have a strong preference on where I end up,
Agreed.
so
I'll pick Center Bridge just because I want to be central and kind of close to our business.
I'd
I want to
probably.
live downstairs.
What's the highest residential place we can live in?
Yeah.
the 4
Oh,
light.
not-
Forge Light is more middle class.
Not
Center
like-
Bridge is more lower middle class.
Okay, I probably want to be in Forge Light then, or my character would be.
I'll go for that too.
All right, so Clint and I are
How
together.
long does it take to get across from district to district?
There's a saying in Sharn that it takes about an hour to get anywhere. The districts are pretty packed with foot traffic, but it's pretty easy to get to the edge and then hire a cart to fly anywhere else in the city. In interdistricts on this plateau, won't take you very long to get between them. Maybe a half hour at the worst day.
Okay.
So Clint and I are in Forge Light.
You guys roomies too?
I mean,
I
we
mean,
don't
yeah.
have to be.
Just making sure.
Unless we want to get 2 apartments there, we do.
Yeah.
And then
Sounds
Clark
like
wants to be in
and
Centerbridge.
Someone else in Centerbridge.
Michael wants to be downstairs. Owen, do you have a preference?
No, I can do either.
Trying to think if it'd be beneficial for either. I kind of want to be in a residential district, actually. So I'll take Centerbridge with Clark. That's okay.
All right, so Al Pacino and Yekel will be in downstairs.
Sounds good.
The downstairs apartments are noticeably more downtrodden than the places in the residential areas. You're basically going to be like living above a bar.
Does that mean they won't care about all of his experiments?
Probably won't care too much about the loud noises, no.
It's a fair point, actually.
Less of a security deposit.
Yeah, yeah. And Owen and I want the money that we didn't spend on the nice place to buy beer.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. All right, that sounds good.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you have successfully moved in the barn.
Woo!
Yay.
So you have a pretty nice place, pretty sizable. It's got a workbench, you got a desk, got some training dummies, got a little arsenal, some cabinets, not really a lot. You got a chest where you can keep sealed a agreed upon sum of money minus all the rent and purchases you made.
Is there 50 gold in there?
There's not 50 gold.
Okay.
There's what's left of an agreed upon sum of gold, which I'll calculate and give you next time, based on decisions made in this session. So don't screw up. That's what I'm saying. Yes, you've noticed our intern.
Is his name Jared?
Shortly after you joined, a small little buddy named Narrow Peck came looking for Al Pacino.
Uh-oh.
Wait, what? Are we currently in our business? Is that what this is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why does he have like?
Oh, this is exciting.
Narrow talked with Al Pacino. The rest of you were not privy to that discussion. But after
Nero?
Al Pacino got you to agree that Nero, Mr. Peck, would be an intern. He works for very little and is here to help sort of manage the building in the case all of you are off on adventures.
Well, thank goodness. Who else would do that for us?
Why is he just rocketing around the room?
He's being controlled by somebody.
You should probably remove that control. Pretty sure
No, he's mine.
pretty
I
sure
hired
it's
him.
Michael.
Yeah.
Is that just so Michael doesn't hire skeletons at every second?
I mean, we need sign flippers still. So, skeletons are needed.
Yeah, that's like my first side mission, Ross, is to find bones that I can resurrect every single day of my life.
Sure.
Preferably 4.
I'm gonna roll initiative for Nero. He seems sketchy.
What if I kill Nero and then
Initiative.
resurrect his
I
bones?
was just gonna say we can get another intern.
He's only got 11 hit points. I can take him.
Yeah, that won't go well. As you're sort of settling in, there's a knock on the door.
Who's gonna be the face of our group? We haven't even decided. Okay, yeah, probably makes sense.
Hello.
Not the
There's
dead
open
guy?
the door.
You're not noticeably dead, are you?
No.
I feel like you being
you open-
noticeably dead would be the least welcoming.
You open the door and a stone-faced, a gargoyle is standing in front of you.
Batman?
Yeah, it's Batman.
You should probably attack it.
He says,
All right.
"Good morning." He walks in, turns around, puts his coat on the coat rack. He says, "My apologies for being a little late. Shall we get started?"
Sorry, I need to move myself so I can see his name.
He
Drum
walks
Mayweather.
He walks over to the table and begins pulling out papers from his bag.
I assume
Is he
we
a
know this
lawyer?
person.
I'm gonna Do we know him? Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah, you had a meeting set up with somebody from the government to talk about your business being set up.
Oh, cool.
And
Let's do it.
I'm gonna ask him who Bilden Trebar is.
Oh, my apologies. This
That-
is Mr. Bilden Trebar. He is a official from House Civis. He will be here to ratify our paperwork.
From House Syphilis, got
Yes.
it.
My name is Jerome Mayweather. I am a Sharn Tariff Officer in Warden Towers. I'm
Cool.
here to help you file your articles of incorporation.
Okay.
Do it. What do we need to do?
Okay.
Please, I need to first, of course, check that the board of directors is here. Is Abelix here?
Oh yeah, that's totally me.
Al Pacino.
I mean, he's over there playing with Nero, but
Al Pacino, could you please come over here?
Yes, sir. Oh,
teleported through the wall. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Here I am.
Just
Thank
walking
you.
across the table.
Aravax? Oh,
Present.
he sort of gives like a start when he sees you, and he's like, "You okay?"
Yeah, I'm
Good
fine.
enough.
Yes. Okay. Nilidris?
Excuse me.
Is that you? Am I pronouncing that
It is
incorrectly?
the great and powerful Nylandris.
Alright,
I see. Are those official titles?
Yes, I made them official.
I will make that adjustment.
Thank you.
Fipla. How do you
How's that?
how do you
That's
spell
Clint.
Fipla?
Oh god.
Oh god.
I
That was
don't
pretty
believe my
good.
secretary took this down right.
I will imitate the noise.
I'm gonna call you Thwack.
Aw.
Somebody cracked him. Somebody cracked him.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's definitely
It goes
Thwack.
by thunk.
I like Thwack.
Thwack.
Good guy Owen actually saying the right thing.
Thunk? Which one is it?
Thwack.
It's actually Thwack Thunk.
Thwack thunk.
Thwack. Okay, and you must be Yekel Smokesnatch? Excellent. And then I have here that the only other staff member you will have is a Nero Peck intern? Okay.
Yes, he will only be with us for about a day, though.
Permanent intern. I
Yes,
feel
if
like
you,
he's more of an apprentice, but you can call him an intern.
should
Jackwell here? Jackwell.
you make any
Jackwell.
other
Jake Quellen.
Jake Quellen?
Let the man talk.
Sorry, Mr. Mayweather, continue.
should you make any other employment decisions, you are required to register them with us within 30 days. Otherwise, they will not be allowed to have the same privileges as the bounty hunting license would grant.
Whoa, we don't want Nero to have those licenses. He's just a secretary.
I will note that there will be restrictions on Nero as granted by the board of directors. It is your
Again,
responsibility
He won't be here tomorrow.
to police that yourselves. First order of business is we need to note here what your company name will be.
Oh god.
Is Blackgate
Well, there
here?
goes the rest of the night.
Do you not have a name ready?
Oh, we do. Clark, say something. Just one word. One word from Clark.
Whoever just
Prejudice-
yelled that.
Prejudicitation?
Prestidigitation?
That's the one.
Prostitution?
Prostitution?
Do it.
Prostituted.
We're called the prostitutes.
Prestidigitation.
The new 8-member band.
And in death services.
What was that, Owen?
I think it should end in death services, whatever it is.
Speedy death
Wait.
services.
I've got
Prostitution
it.
death services.
We'll be Dead Express.
DedEx.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yes, DedEx.
Death
I like
Express.
it.
Would
Which
you
could
like
always
the
be
official
muddlers.
official name to be Dead Express, or would you like the abbreviated DedX?
I kind of like just DedX. And obviously
Excellent.
the E is capitalized.
The only problem with that one is it makes me think of Dev Express. But yeah, otherwise it's good.
That was the joke, I think.
No,
I
it's
thought
a
the
it's
joke
a
was
Dead
FedEx.
Express.
Oh, is there no E? Is there no A?
I mean, that's my preference.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, may
DedX.
as well. DedX. I'll roll with it.
I mean, is this a char 4?
Yeah, that
or-
looks too long.
stylized.
Looks too long.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Excellent.
like it. Why not just Dead X? And then Dex. And then Dexter.
How many
Wait.
times are we going to change our name?
Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah.
Joe,
Okay.
did you come up with DedX?
What?
Clint
No.
came up with DedX.
No, Clint.
Who was that?
X
Clinton?
DedX.
Or
Yes.
or it could be this.
It's gamer
It's
tag
one of
now.
those.
Yeah, we're on Xbox Live now.
No, we're too old for Xbox Live. Death Express LLC. Natasha likes DedX with no A.
Yeah, man.
God. Yep. There you go.
As the only streamer, she gets to decide.
All right. So I have
That's what we
DedX.
should have done all along is made the streamers. Or the,
DedX,
first
one word, capital D, capital E. Excellent. All right.
Excellent,
After
excellent.
name, company name, we need to elect a chief executive officer.
Obviously me.
Nero Peck.
Oh, God.
He
Can't be.
The board of directors is allowed to elect whomever they choose, and in whichever method they choose. I'm only here to facilitate
Fight
the
to the
process
death.
if the board agrees. You may vote openly if you have a unanimous decision.
Probably not Thwack because he can't talk
You
to
may
people.
blind vote should you choose. However you do it is up to you.
How did Nero Peck get here?
he applied and you hired him, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my last character's name that Ross made me make,
That's
and then killed him. No wonder why I can control him.
Oh,
funny.
you thought he was gone forever.
I did. I put a lot of thought into him.
Yeah, your character sheet's in there too.
I know. Oh, what are we doing?
We can vote.
You're electing a CEO.
I feel like we should private vote.
Clearly Nolandrous, I think.
No, I think we should vote in public.
I vote for Pedro's not a person.
I vote
You
for the
wouldn't
psychic
appreciate
dude.
it.
No, he should be our human resources director.
Who? Me?
Yeah, you.
Oops,
No,
can't even
no.
spell my own name.
I think Thunk wants to vote for me too.
You're gonna steal Thunk's vote.
I'm gonna do that to everyone because I'm not gonna succeed every time.
What is a broken wheel?
I mean,
know,
I'm
I mean, does
already
anyone
voting
wanna
for
be?
you, so
I mean, why wouldn't you want to be the CEO? Come
I
on.
will
I
be.
do not want to be the CEO because I'll make very poor decisions for the team.
I vote for myself.
No, you vote
Of
for me.
course.
I
Nope.
vote for Nolandrous.
And make an intelligence saving throw. See who you vote for, Joe.
Hold on.
hostile takeover.
Damn it.
All right, Joe, vote for me.
Oh, we have 3 for Adam, and Landris just failed, so
I'll
looks
vote
like
All
for
right.
Adam.
Andrews since he has no pride.
All right, Adam, let's roll initiative.
It doesn't say you know that I did that, although I'm sure you do.
I'm sure I do. I know you well
no,
enough.
Gino, you vote for me too, right?
Who?
You.
Me? No, I voted for Nylanders because I saw.
No,
his
I'm
stream.
asking if you made an intelligence saving throw first.
Oh. Damn it! I'm not very intelligent.
That's dope.
You're not.
Wait, what do I need to pass?
15.
Oh yeah, there's no.
You're voting for Adam.
Oh no. Well, looks like somebody took over.
I'm sure it won. Great for me.
I hold a strong grudge against Adam for hostile taking over. Or, sorry, semi-hostile takeover.
How many votes does Adam have?
Passive aggressive takeover.
Everyone but
appears
yours, but you
all
haven't
of
done
them.
your saving throw. If you're
Hold on,
not
let me
voting
find
for
my-
Adam, you have to do a saving throw.
Does it have to be unanimous? Also, who's Adam? Are we talking about Abelix?
Abelix, yep.
Yeah.
We should try to
Is
use
that-
character names, by the way.
It's up to the board. You can require a unanimous decision, although that tends to make things difficult in the event that the CEO is replaced.
I vote we just do the 66% rule. I think it works really well for our government.
Everyone already voted for Abelix.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
I'll vote for Abelix as long as I
Excellent.
get vice president.
No, you just voted for me.
Oh,
That wasn't a
vice
clause you put in there. It's weird.
That's weird.
Excellent. Abelix has been elected the Chief Executive Officer. The second position in most businesses, this is optional, will be the Chief Operating Officer.
Neuropack.
This individual usually manages the day-to-day affairs of the organization, hiring changes, etc. But in some cases does act as a vice president. From votes here going forward, should there be a tie, the CEO will have the tie-breaking vote. Same rules apply. You can choose, as the board of directors, you choose how you wish to elect this individual.
What? Okay, what other roles are we going to be doing here? 'Cause,
What?
I mean, what other roles will there be besides these two? Like, are
The
you going
only
to have like an
other-
assassin? Are you
The
gonna
only
have, like,
others
some
that are
moneybags?
registered in the articles of incorporation will be the chief financial officer and the secretary.
But as your CEO, anyone who doesn't get those titles, you'll get the best titles. Like, obviously, Office Samurai is one.
Clearly,
Best
that's
Magician.
me.
The CSO.
You are
I've
allowed,
done both of those.
you are allowed to elect additional offices as per your company's rules, but these are the only ones registered with the Sharn City Council and the Brelish government at large.
So the advantage to having Neuropack as the vice hole is that then Adam has sole control over responsibilities. The disadvantage is if Adam dies, then Neuro will probably take over and kill us all.
Yes, the COO generally takes over in the event that the CEO is displaced.
Any volunteers?
I will attempt to intimidate people to vote for me.
Ooh, good
Don't
choice.
fail. Don't fail.
14.
What's the
No
opposed?
need, no
Plus
need to get
7.
growly.
Crap.
Is there like a
Is that an
chief
insight?
bodyguard officer?
That could be me.
What the hell am I gonna be? All I'm good at is fighting.
As the noble, if you want to be the chief operating officer, I'll vote for you.
All right, I'll do it.
I'll be the CFO.
Change your.
Please. We are
change-
focusing on the
Okay.
chief operating officer at the moment.
I'm just saying.
I don't want to be this person. So does anyone else want to be besides Clark and
I've heard-
Neuropack?
Nominations for Nylandris and Aravax.
I vote Nylandris.
I'll vote
Who's-
Nylanders.
I'll vote
Who's
for myself.
Nylandris? Oh, yeah.
The great and powerful Nylandris, please get my name right.
How do we change our typing name?
At the
Oh,
It
bottom.
has dropped down.
Narrow pack.
Wait, why is Neuropeck typing? Who's doing that?
I wonder.
Michael or
I didn't know he
Al
had.
Pacino?
I didn't
Who
know he
was the
could do
person who
that.
just asked? How do I change my name?
I didn't know he could do that. Shut up, intern. You
So
tell him, Yekel.
I've heard 3 votes for Nylandris. 1 vote, 2 votes for Aravax.
I'm not
Where's my
voting
vote?
for myself, so probably only 1 vote for me.
Oh,
No.
yes, Yekel did. Did you vote for Nylandris as well?
Yeah.
I'll vote for Nylandris and just make it 4.
All right. Nylandris has been
So now-
elected. Your COO.
COO, Chief Operating?
Yep.
Got it. Add that to
And-
my bio.
Third will be your Chief Financial Officer.
Not me.
Nomination I heard was Thwack.
You mean Block-A.
That's clearly the worst decision possible, but I'm voting for Thunk.
Is there? Yeah, that is pretty bad.
I mean, let's be honest, guys. I can tell you exactly how much money we have.
That's just because you're cooking the books.
It'll be in the sound of that much money falling down onto the ground.
Somebody's gonna have to tell him every single number so that he can say them all.
He's probably heard everything at least up to 100, and then we are good.
We
I've
have
heard
Two,
everything
three,
up to
four, five,
10,
six,
and
seven,
I
eight,
can
nine,
just
10
Right.
point.
We have
You have
1,
to get up to 100
3,
so you can.
4,
go up.
7 gold pieces.
Perfect. That's how we're doing it.
Oh god, this is true.
I vote for Thunk as well.
I vote for Yekel. We'll see.
Is it Thunk or Thwack?
Sorry, Thwack. I vote for
Thunk,
Thwack.
Obviously. It says here on my paperwork.
Who's Twack? Jack. I vote for Jack. I second Al Pacino.
Okay, Thwack has been elected your chief financial officer. And finally, a secretary that will be in charge of managing any paperwork that you may have and then need to file with the government.
I'm going to attempt to intimidate people to not vote for me.
I vote for Al Pacino.
Fuck no.
What was this role again?
I mean, we might as well not fill it.
You're not voting for me.
I think Owen has the best paperwork skills. I mean,
I feel like he'd also be the one to lose things, having artifacts everywhere.
He can put them all in a filing
Magical
cabinet
filing
of holding.
Ah, that's true. All right, I vote for Yekel as well.
I'm not intimidated, so I vote for Aravax.
I think that's.
I don't
4
trust
votes
Aravax enough to vote for him
Yekel.
for anything.
So Yekel Smoke Snatch has been elected
smoke
as
snatch.
secretary. Is there any other amendments you would like to add to your articles of incorporation? Any additional non-required rules that will be added that you would like to appoint anyone to?
What would such rules be? What would an example of such rules be?
Oh, that depends on the corporation. Some restaurants like to appoint a head chef. As far as bodyguard, or as What are you? Let me look. Bounty hunting organizations. Generally, staff turnover is high enough that only the official roles are maintained, as they have to be often changed in an official capacity.
What?
Hmm.
Sort.
Sounds legit.
It's up to you as the board of directors. If there's any other roles you would like to add on to the articles of incorporation that are non-traditional and non-required by government procedure.
How about we would like to enact the Bash brother role.
Do you want to do like chief defense officer and chief offense?
Yes,
officer?
good cop, bad cop.
Exactly. Do you want defense or offense?
Well, I think I'll play defense, and then we can
Okay.
switch off.
Yeah, I'll do offense.
All right. I do have a shield, you know.
Mm-hmm. So, what are these roles? Chief, offense, what?
We will
Officer.
interrogate people to make sure they're telling us the truth and protect this establishment from all harm.
Crush our enemies under our feet, that sort of thing.
Yes. Crush poverty.
What is the title of the position?
Bash Brothers.
Bash Brothers.
Not the name of the title, though.
Let's do chief war officer and chief defense officer.
Ooh, I like that. You're
But I'm
very
war,
dark
you're defense.
role. Yeah, that's fine.
Secretary
promote
of Defense
these.
and Secretary of Offense.
No, that's too legit.
Secretary of War, if anything.
Yeah, Secretary of War and Secretary of Peace.
No,
I like
defense,
defense.
right?
Yeah, I like defense, yeah. And together we're pretty much the first commander.
Secretaries or chiefs?
Secretaries, obviously.
Chief of Defense? Secretary, yeah, it sounds
Yeah.
more manly.
So the Secretary of War would be
Aravax.
Spelt ALPACHINO.
and Al Pacino as the Secretary Defense Officer.
Secretary of Defense.
Yes.
I see.
Might be the Secretary of Neutrality, but
And does the board of directors agree with this?
Yes.
Aye.
Is there anyone who
Move to approve.
opposes?
Nay.
You oppose and agree.
Aye.
Okay. What the hell? These are non-binding anyway. Secretary of War will be Aravax. Secretary of Defense will be Al Pacino.
Do we need to do like a blood offering, or how do we do
And
this?
the intern will be Narrow Peck. Nope. If there's no other business, we will have Bilden here ratify the document.
Bildwin, Alec Bildwin.
No, there's no other additions.
Does everyone have a position?
I vote if the CEO dies, the intern takes over.
I disagree. Denied. Yes, agreed.
In the temporary, the COO will take over, although the board of directors is free to adjust that at an official meeting with a government official and a House Civis representative. Additionally, if there are any additions or subtractions from the board of directors, this will need to be made in an official capacity as well. All right, if there are no other changes, we'll have Bilden ratify this document.
Everyone has a role, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Proceed, Mr. Traybar.
All right. Here we go. Thank you. I wish you luck. As you know, taxes have at present been suspended for any organizations fitting your description. Should taxation resume, you'll be giving a 30-day notice and required to pay those taxes. Before the taxes were lifted, they were taxed at a rate of 5 gold per month.
Oh,
I assume
you writing this down?
the secretary should probably keep track of this, yes.
Yes, Thunk.
Not me. I'm the CFO.
Yeah, cool.
Secretary.
What? Who's the? Oh, yeah, that was good. Yes, Owen.
Yeah, so
I'm glad that's not me.
you will be notified. The amount may change depending on the Crown's needs, although, of course, you shall be given notice.
I want to ask what penalties there are or fines if we accidentally burn down or destroy businesses in the pursuit of law.
Such damages to civilian property need to be filed as a result of your actions. You will need to file them in the report in which you have apprehended the suspect and what the suspect is being accused of. Should the investigation prove that your actions were warranted, then the government shall pay for damages. Otherwise, a portion or all of the damage and repayment will fall upon DedEx.
Sounds good.
Once again, civilian casualties are not permitted. You should be able to prove within reasonable doubt if a suspect is apprehended or killed without government knowledge of them. Otherwise, you may, of course, question or use the official bounty boards at your leisure to come up with targets. You have a license that will allow you to use magical items as long as they are registered with the offices. For instance, Yekel's weapon has been registered as well as Aravax's.
What about my biceps? They're pretty big weapons.
No, those are non-magical, so
That's what
they
you
are
think.
legal. Although many businesses may restrict you bringing in such big guns.
Nice.
Should you come across any magical weapons by someone without a license, you are allowed to commandeer them. Again, you'll need to register with them. Register the weapon, who you took it from, and report that crime. And then they
Are there
will
any
be...
such suspicious people that are around today that might have magical weapons?
I do not keep track of such matters. There are the bounty boards at the warden's office will usually list known suspects and crimes that they've committed. I don't believe that there are any open bounties for individuals who have committed the act of having a unlicensed magical weapon.
Fine. Fine. Do we know where the magical or the board is? Did you say?
The bounty board.
Yeah.
Yes, it is at my offices, which is in the Warden Towers.
Where on earth is that?
It's on your plateau, but it's up a level, I think. Oh no, it's oh yeah, it's in the middle Memphis plateau. So it's above you basically.
Okay, we're in the lower city, right?
Yeah, you're in the lower Memphis plateau, and it is in the middle Memphis plateau, which is the same plateau that the university is on.
Gotcha. So it's an hour away.
Just like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any other questions that I can answer in my official capacity?
If someone breaks and entering into our home, are we free to kill them?
Breaking and entering. Yes, as long as it is reported and you have good suspicions that they were here to steal magical weapons or money. Yes, you are allowed to defend your place of business.
Perfect.
If anyone files complaints against you, there will be an investigation, and it is possible that if you abuse your power, that you could lose your license.
All of us?
The business would lose its license, yes.
Gotcha.
Don't worry, Adam will break their will before they can file a complaint.
Yeah,
We just gotta figure out how to spin off the company before that happens.
Well, if there's no other questions, I will take my leave.
How many other businesses are there like this in the city?
There's several. There's been an influx lately of people seeing opportunities in this area. Well, the main competitor you would have would be House Tharask.
How's their ass?
They are known as the finders and bounty hunters throughout the world. Unfortunately, due to recent uprisings within Drome, there's been a large public outcry against that sort of monstrous rabble, myself included. And House Tharask hasn't been seeing the business it quite used to. Its monopolies loosened its hold, allowing other groups to wiggle their way in. I know Theran Develdra has an investigative service. She's associated with House Tharask, but tends to have things on the side. I know they're none too pleased with her. Also, there's a Theranish contingency associated with the embassy that has been operating in a bounty hunting capacity. I believe you are the only business in Lower Memphis Plateau, however.
That's all I got.
Any
Is there a stock
questions?
market that we can make ourselves public to?
You mean private investors, or public investors?
Public investment.
You are allowed to go public. One concern that many smaller companies like this would have is that leaves you vulnerable to investors coming in and replacing the board of directors. And as all of your employees but one are on the board of directors, this may not be an attractive proposition. You may open yourself up to private investors and divvy out shares privately. But again, the shares at this point are divided 6 ways, and you would have to let other people buy in and have influence over the elected board.
Okay, fair enough. So guys, when do you want to buy your company jet?
After the food trucks.
I think you mean airship.
It's a rigid airship.
It depends. Can Yekel make a cannon for it?
Yes.
Really, the question is, can you make us one?
If the DM
Mr.
lets me.
Artificer.
I don't think I have any more questions for this guy.
That would be quite the undertaking. All right, then I shall have my leave. I wish you luck in your business venture. And once again, congratulations.
Can he give us a copy of the bounty board before he leaves?
He doesn't have a copy of the bounty board.
Does
Actually-
he know of any, like, in this area?
There's one located up in the Warden Towers.
I mean, like, any bounties in this area?
Offhand, the major bounty has been around the black market butcher. That's all I really know.
Would you like to hire us to get rid of the other group, their ass, or whatever it was?
Thoras?
How's
You are
that?
not going to be big enough to take that on.
You're on our side there, Punk.
We're not hiring anyone to take out your competitors.
Well, I'm not asking.
As
They're
COO,
I'm
we aren't
asking-
hiring
They're
either.
a legal private business. If you have complaints with them, you can file them. Those complaints at the warden's offices.
And that's fair, but I'm asking Jerome personally if he wants us to go find the leaks and the unsavory bits of that business.
Again, you can file reports for House Therask should they be involved in any illicit activity. And you may also file reports on city guardsmen which you find acting in a corrupt manner. I will warn you that you need substantial evidence unless you are out to make enemies. You won't like having the city guardsmen against you. They can prove it to be a useful ally. If for nothing else, then they are overworked and might utilize you as a way to accomplish tasks they believe too risky or muddy to get their own hands dirty.
Okay.
I will ask if he wants to invest in us.
I move
I
to adjourn.
do not invest in companies. It would violate the ethics clause in my contract.
As secretary, I move to adjourn.
All in favor?
All right, intern, show him to the door, please.
Excellent.
Where did that thing go?
And he takes off. Hey, wait for me. And Bilton follows.
Bradley.
All right, well, you guys figure out how we handle this. I'll be in my office.
Same.
You don't have. Oh, you do have an office.
I just found out that I have had mending this whole time.
Makes sense.
Mending is useless.
Mending's
So
great.
we got a whole bunch of leads there. Which one do we want to pursue first?
Whole bunch of leads. You mean up on the bounty board or where?
Well, he said the bounty boards, the town guards, competitors that we can look into.
Shall Airvax and I go just talk to our competitors?
I mean,
I want to look kind of
We're
at
off
the
on
bounty
that.
board.
I was gonna say I don't want to send offense and defense. It seems like the wrong kind of message. Maybe just
Yeah,
defense.
but if you just send offense in, I mean, shit'll get broken. If you send defense, I'll get pushed around.
I want to go check the bounty board and figure out who we can arrest to make a name for ourselves. You know,
That's a good point.
if we come in and take out the biggest, baddest criminal right away, it'll reflect well on us.
It will reflect well on us and also make us a little bit of enemies with our competitors. As such, I think Nylandris should go save face them since he holds a high office here.
But I'm talking with the training dummy.
Yeah, huh?
All right, so Aravax, you want to go to the Warden Towers and look at the bounty board?
I'm going with. Can't leave aside now. Together we'll kill everyone. Or no one.
Just the two of you are going up there?
I'm going as well.
I thought you were going to visit the competitors.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, you can.
No, that was me.
I mean, you could all go if you want.
Abelix votes for you to go talk to our competitors since you're a noble and they might like you better.
And plus, you're the second ranking officer of our group, so they're like, hey,
What?
they didn't send the secretary.
Why am I talking to them? We don't want to talk to them.
Because if those two go find the best bounty and we steal it from them, they're going to be mad at us. The face you know,
what
than the
was
face
that?
you don't know.
What was that?
Kind of fucked up.
Was Adam's
I
mic
think
dying?
Adam's mic. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what? What did my
you
mic
just
do?
went like bzzz there in the middle of that.
Oh, because I was swearing a whole bunch, but
All right, so Joe's going off to talk to the peeps.
I'll go
And
talk
then-
to the peeps and just
I was going to
introduce
talk
us.
to the guards. If that was cool.
Don't die, Joe. Okay, we kind of need you, I think.
They can't hit me. It's fine.
Okay.
We don't need him. What are you talking
I'll
about?
fly away and just
Yeah.
like go up or down a level real quick. I mean,
Yeah.
if he can fly for an hour,
I'll go
he
up
can
with
get
my
any-
people. And then I'll come back later to you littlings.
Makes sense.
All right, so most of you, Thunk is staying and Yekel's staying and Nero's staying. But
Yep.
Nero has to stay. He doesn't have a choice.
Abelix, Aravax, and Al Pacino are going to the Warden's Towers to look at the bounty board.
Wait, 3 of you are going to the tower to look at a board while I go encounter this other bounty hunter group?
And Nylandris is going off to talk to the people who want him dead.
Right, thanks, guys.
Good luck,
All
bro.
right, cool.
Goodbye, friends.
So it's not hard to find your way to the Warden Towers. The whole district is basically a garrison with some residences. Most of the watch is there, and there's soldiers, towns guards there. You find them, you can interact with them, although most of them don't really give you an idea or give you the time of day. They do begrudgingly point you to the bounty board, which is in like this little busy office. People walking in and out of a whole bunch. It's like sort of where the booking station is. Criminals are being interrogated in some little areas or being held there for some reason. The bounty board's up there. There's not a lot of interesting things. Does anyone want to make an investigation check?
Did we see any crimes on our way up there?
No, you didn't see any crimes.
I have +2 for investigation. What do other people have?
For what? Investigation?
Investigation, yeah.
I got -1.
I'll roll,
I'm
I
just
guess.
really good at perception.
Well,
I'll give you a
It's
D4.
just you two looking at the bounty board, so yeah.
All right. You remember that the Mr. Mayweather had mentioned the black market butcher, and it definitely seems to be the highest profile person on the bounty board. There isn't much in the way of description. The only information it has is actually a request for information about an individual who has been using illegal materials to either kill or injure people in the city's underground. For instance, one person had been killed by a wild hippogriff, which is not something you see in the city very often. Another person had received a cursed necklace as a gift and had been killed that way. And all of these
Dang.
have been tied together. There's not a lot of information, but apparently the black market butcher leaves some sort of calling card at the scene of the crime. And
What is a calling
that's the only
card?
way you know that it's tied together. There's nothing noted on the information in the bounty board. But the reward is massive, 8,000 gold pieces for the capture, or 3,000 gold pieces for information leading to the capture of this individual.
What about if he comes back dead?
If it comes back dead and there's enough proof, you'll get the 8,000 gold reward.
Fancy.
It's a dead or alive.
I like dead.
But that one sounds a little bit hard right now. Maybe it's one that we can keep note of as a side quest while we do other ones.
I think you mean keep hold of some main quests while we do side quests.
Sure.
Other than that, there's not a lot of particularly interesting bounty boards. Definitely none that pay particularly great. There's some people with outstanding warrants that want to be brought in alive. That's super boring.
Well, maybe we could take up some of these smaller warrants, get our business more
Sure, you can.
rep.
There's like flyers that have been sort of mass produced and then stapled onto the board, so you can just rip one off. And you can take a couple flyers with you back to the office.
Sure, I'll
I'm
do
going to
that.
take all the flyers for the black market butcher because I want that reward.
Sure, as you rip off like the 50 papers that are nailed to the board, the papers replenish.
Damn
I'll
it.
take the next 50.
And then they replenish again. Some guard
Guys, we should
walks
start a
by
paper
and he goes,
company.
trying to corner the market, huh? Yeah,
No, I was gonna hand these
Just
out
walks
to other
by.
people.
I will ask him if there is any way to that he could let us know of the best bounties before it makes it to the board.
He sort of like looks at you and it's like, oh, well, for what?
Well, I was just wondering if we could come to some sort of arrangement.
And he like sort of takes his thumb and moves it around in his hand, and he's like, yeah, for what?
I'll offer him 1 copper.
No.
He
You guys are
walks
not
off
getting
without a
this,
look-
are you?
He walks off without a look back.
I'll throw it at him.
It just sort of bounces away.
Sorry, Clark. I knew I shouldn't have came.
Nylandris, where are you going, buddy?
To introduce our business to House Thrask.
Okay.
Good luck, bro.
Don't die.
That's fine. I
Make,
respawn.
make a survival check.
Okay.
This is to see whether or not you survive. So,
Oh, that's what that does?
Bidding.
yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Mhm.
Well, I died.
Oh, you did that. You have no idea where in this giant city the House Thrask offices are?
I feel like that'd be more of a perception check, but that's fine. Go ahead.
No, survival's like gonna be looking around, finding tracks, hunting down information. Not perception. Perception is just gonna see what around you. Like if you look around, oh, I don't see any signs. Go back inside.
I suppose.
No, they're not a very good business if we don't know how to get to their business.
Yeah, you're pretty sure it's there's nothing in the lower Memphis plateau. That's for sure.
So I looked all around the immediate area. Where's the map? I closed
Yep.
it. Articles of
Couldn't find anything.
incorporation.
You couldn't find anything that looked like it was a direct competitor to you.
I will wander over to our business is theater district, right? I wrote that down somewhere.
Yeah.
Torchfire. Yeah. I will ask our neighboring business, who I'll also introduce us to, if they know where the Thrask place of business is.
You're next to a small playwright. So it's like a little theater hall.
Is his name like
that is-
Shakespeare?
Yeah, Shakespeare. It's closed at the moment.
You should ask him if he will write plays about us.
Well, I'm sure he will. We'll be very memorable.
Yeah, the
Okay,
Not wrong
so
about that.
and on the other side,
on the other side is dun dun dun. Where did my Torchfire? There's a you're next to Galleons. It is a lowbrow, or no, it's not lowbrow. It is a restaurant and dinner theater. It is also closed. It's predominantly opened at night. So they're sort of closed and getting ready for the evening. There are some people in the area out on the street, and you ask a couple,
obviously.
but there's none that have any idea where House Thrask is. It's not something the civilians in this area need to use very often.
How? I keep closing the maps. How far away is the Tavern District?
It's fairly close.
I'm gonna walk over
Looking
to.
for
1 hour.
What?
I thought it was like
Downstairs?
20 minutes to the downstairs.
1 hour.
Yeah, downstairs is pretty near.
So it's 1 hour or 20 minutes?
It's 20 minutes.
An
It's
hour and 20
within
minutes.
the amount of time I'm giving you.
All right. I'm gonna wander over there and ask some of the barkeeps if they know anything about Thrask, because I feel like they would have a lot of good insider knowledge for the area.
Sure. Nobody around here goes to the main Thrask offices. The main place they go to is the Thurin de Valoran's Investigative Services, which is like a side business owned by a scion of House Thrask. That's up in the Warden Towers.
I openly say, "What the hell" about the name.
They just sort of shrug and go half orcs.
Got it. If only they were full people. Okay. So, do I have any money on me?
Nope.
Well,
You've not been paid yet by the CFO.
what an asshole.
You don't get money.
We're letting the fucking bird manage the money. Who voted for him?
All of us.
All right, I guess I'll go back to work.
All right.
Because you said it was on a different plateau, which I can't get to. Because I assume the carts
You
need
certainly
money to
can't
get
walk
to them.
there.
It's in the Warden's Towers, which is in the middle Menthis Plateau, which is exactly where the other 3 people in the group
Of
went.
course it is.
Yep.
But it takes money to get there, right?
Yeah, money or walking. You need to hire a chariot, obviously.
Well, he can fly, can't he?
For a
like,
minute.
seconds.
And?
I don't think a minute of flight is going to get me up a level.
Oh,
The 4 of you return to your
Fucking
place of
peasants.
business.
Yep. I returned.
Sharing
Wait,
what you
what?
discovered.
I go back to my office.
Did Adam talk to any of the guards?
Yeah, I didn't. Did I do anything?
Oh yeah, Adam, what were you asking the guards?
I was going to go to the guards and try to find ones who seem to get out and about, preferably in the area that we're in. And then I was going to ransack their minds.
wow, what a jerk.
3 of them. I can only do 3.
It's difficult for you to find anyone who has a patrol route in your area. They don't really give you the time of day as they're walking around and being about their business. It'd be easier to do that on guards who are actually down in your area.
I can do that. Yeah, that's fine. I'll go find the guards in our area.
Alright, so yeah, you can walk up to a patrol of 3 guys and you're going to ransack each of them.
Yep, just kind of figure out what happened
Do you
in the
have-
past
Can you
48 hours.
test that 3 times?
Yeah, I have 17 power points left and it costs 5, so that'll leave me at 2.
Okay. So they have to make a saving throw, and then you can learn a certain number of hours.
Yeah. So 3 different guards if I can.
And do they know that you've done that?
Great question.
It does not
says
appear to.
components, all of them, but the components actually aren't there. That's just the typo.
Okay.
Theoretically, they could know, but I'd be standing around silently, so would they know
Sure.
it was me?
Like, oh, I got a headache. Yeah, one of them failed, the other 2 succeeded.
Okay. How many times did the one fail?
lot.
Twice.
Okay, so 24 hours. What has he been up to?
So he's been patrolling the theater district, mostly. He also goes home sometimes. But his shifts seem to be around the theater district. Apparently there was a really rowdy concert the night before, in which the singer and his retinue of guards got into a disagreement, and all of the guards walked out on him. And so the town watch had to sort of fill in and separate the crowd from the singer, and there was a big kerfuffle. No one was hurt, but it was a notable event, and so the guard's kind of tired because he had a long night.
What was the singer's name?
The memory doesn't include the singer's name.
Does it include what he looks like?
No, he didn't actually have any direct interaction with the singer himself. He was sort of guarding the, making a perimeter, pushing fans back out as a bunch of, really disgruntled House Thrask bodyguards stormed out of the premises.
Us the Rask, you say?
What building was it at? Again?
It was at... Have it written down somewhere. It was at 10 Torches Theater.
10 torches?
Yep.
Okay. Once I expend all 3 of those, and assuming he has nothing more interesting besides his home events.
Nope, that's the most interesting stuff.
Okay. I will head back.
Does he say these things out loud, or you just learn them about him?
I learn.
Okay. So you could potentially not share any of that.
Yeah.
Can't be trusted.
It's true, kill him. Alright, so all of you make your way back to the base. And I just found a chair that he's sitting on.
Yep, I made one.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Out of
Jekyll didn't
whatever
make it.
whatever this is, I made it out of that.
Oh, you broke up the weapon rack. And
Yeah, there's
made
no
a
weapons on it, so I
chair.
made a chair.
It's true, you don't have any weapons. Extra weapons.
Correct. Thunk Thunk's office.
Okay, so you've been given some information about Sharn. In order for me to plan the next session, I would like to know what you guys plan on investigating.
What the? Is that a dog outside? I feel like we should use some of the knowledge that Adam just learned to go
Yeah.
investigate Thrask.
Let's
you-
see what kind of
Can you spell that
Oh.
for us?
Wait, what?
Their ass?
The Rask.
How's their ass? Yeah, I can. Just a sec. It's a.
Why should we investigate House the Rask?
Tharask.
THARASHK.
Well, we should learn a little bit about our enemies, just to know.
I mean, we've dealt with them in the past as different characters.
Yeah, so
different
these characters
characters.
don't know anything about it.
Come
I
on,
mean, I would
Clint.
hope so. They are one of the houses, the great houses.
The dragon marked houses.
Yeah, the Dragon Mark houses. That's
I
the
mean,
one.
they aren't gonna obviously know right away. Oh, there's a new business. They're our enemy. They're more like a rival, right? So
Right. Well, they're more like, okay, we are a general store, and they are fucking Walmart.
Yeah,
Yeah, at this point, they don't even notice you.
and that's fine. But we need to know more about them. Like,
Sure.
have we even been in a Walmart, to Clint's example?
That's true. I mean, you have certainly interacted with House Tharask individuals before. They tend to be more monster heavy than you guys are. It's possible that Thunk could have joined up with their ranks, but the rest, and Yekel for sure. But the rest of you maybe not fit in as well with them, and they're mostly half orcs.
the
With
dead guy
other-
doesn't fit in with the monsters.
No, you're too normal.
Too monstrous.
He's just dead.
Like it's possible that you could have gone to work for them under one of their subsidiaries, but then you'd be giving them a portion of your earnings, and the benefits may not be as worthwhile. As was mentioned, they're sort of on the outs right now. People are distrustful of them because of some of the behavior of the creatures in Drome. Remember whole big old demon invasion happened there? So they're sort of
Unfortunately.
on the outs right now, affording you the perfect opportunity to find a niche in the market.
I feel like we should go check out the bodyguard situation with that singer or musician.
Yeah, the singer is going to need new bodyguards.
Right.
That's my
And
thought.
that seems like something
So-
easy to do.
So I'd be okay with that, but I think we should spend the other time trying to track down some clues on this black market butcher.
Yeah,
Well,
we are going to need to
yep.
know more about him.
I can check the Thieves Guild to see if anybody's willing to sell info on it.
That's true.
Sure.
Good idea.
I mean, being a bodyguard for a singer shouldn't take like a whole day or anything. So we have other time to
I shouldn't be that bad.
to
We
look
can
around.
also, if we talk to some guards, we can also spin it and get some brownie points with them. Be like, hey guys, don't worry, we've got your back.
Yeah.
We'll take care of this so you guys can do your regular jobs.
And yeah, there's groupies too. Al Pacino.
Sure. Okay, well, so that'll end it for this session.
That was
Thank-
short.
Yeah, we got some people who need to do some things tonight out in the wilderness.
Oh god.
And I didn't want to plan
Well,
too much. I
Howlin'.
wanted to kind of know
Why is
What
Michael going out
you
in the
guys-
wilderness?
what you guys were interested in doing. So I could sort of tailor this more towards, what you guys are interested in looking into. So this will be a little more agile. I don't have every possible outcome planned out like I did in the last campaign. Or the last module, I guess.
Well,
everybody
and you
was
don't
out.
get to reuse it.
Sorry, what was that?
And I don't need to whatever the heck you just
He
said.
doesn't need to reuse it, is what I got.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Like, he has to come up with new stuff. We aren't just going to repeat the same day.
Yeah.
This is going to be our same day over and over again.
Yep. Yeah, you have to come up with a new CEO every time.
Until we vote for the right officers in the right order.
Yeah,
Oh.
you got him wrong this time. Yakel should not be an officer, let me tell you. All right, cool. So we'll plan on that for next session. Next session will be in 2 weeks. Next week I have family in town and won't be able to participate. But then, 2 Mondays from now, we'll go again.
Tuesdays?
Yep, Tuesday.
Two
Two
Tuesdays
Tuesdays?
from now?
Yep,
Not
2
Mondays?
Tuesdays. What day is it? 2 Tuesdays.
It's not
Our
this
regular
coming
time.
Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that.
The Tuesday after the Tuesday of next.
Okay.
Oh,
So the
well,
19th.
you guys were at the
Yeah, the
bounding
19th.
board.
You did what?
Finished
Cool.
Adam?
So, thanks for watching, all of our fans. There's 6 people watching, and there's 6 of you, so I assume it's all you.
Woo!
Oh, wow.
Makes
I'm
sense.
not watching.
me.
I'm not.
No, there's only 5. Who was the 6th one?
I see 6 watching now, so.
No, there's only 5.
Well, I'm not watching.
I'm not watching either.
It's myself, the bot, Natasha, Ross,
Oh,
and
the
Adam.
bot's watching. Oh, that's cool. Nice. We'll be billionaires in no time.
Yeah, especially me, because I just invented Nylandra Care.
Yeah, Nylander. That's
You
great.
won't get anything from me. I'll just wake back up and.
If
keep
you want more
walking around.
coverage, you have to pay for it.
Worst comes to worst, I find a way to totally destroy myself, and I wake up in 24 hours.
You know what? I'll offer. How much is coverage? How much does it cost us?
How much is coverage?
Yeah.
Okay. See you guys.
1 gold per
Yeah.
pay period.
Yeah. Oh, I'll heal myself.
For
I don't think-
5%
That's going
coverage.
to actually work out really bad for you, probably.
Why?
You're probably going to die so much that it's going to cost you more.
That's fine.
Hope you have good death insurance.
I don't offer death insurance except for myself.
I will
Oh.
see you all
I get
another
full
time.
benefits and everyone else. Well, I guess Adam could have 90% benefits.
No, we have 100% death insurance. You will die, and we
Yeah.
will make sure it.
No, that's death
Oh,
assurance.
with an E.
So yeah, everybody, you should have the maps in the handout. We'll add more maps as needed. I didn't want to overwhelm you.
You
too
already
much.
did.
And then you also have your articles of incorporation.
I'll let you know about any more
Hooray.
typos.
Yeah, thanks. That'd be great.
Yekel finished his artifact. It's a helm of comprehend languages.
I,
Nice. That'll be useful.
I love that the CFO is actually Thwack. That cracks me up. You're welcome.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Why is it Civis?
Later.
Where's what?
Why is it Civis, the image?
That's the gnome that came in and ratified the document. So that's like their seal.
Oh. He's from like a group called Civis?
It's Dragon Mark House.
Ah,
Yeah.
got it. Okie dokie.
Remember whenever you had to get like identification papers or anything, you had to go through them.
That hasn't happened in like 2 years, so no, I don't remember that.
What? Man, you have bad memory. Clint will
I
fill
mean-
you in.
Technically speaking, we never needed identification paper. We just magically had them.
True.
Except
you
for,
got
know,
them,
when Adam
and
died.
then, like, Michael lost them, and remember he got, like, drug across the country in an underground railroad
Yeah.
to find his way back into the right
It was
country.
hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yekel's name is spelled wrong under secretary, by the way.
God damn it!
My name is spelled wrong everywhere.
No,
but
that's
whatever.
right.
No, that's right.
That's what we told them.
I know.
And
I
you
just
couldn't
wanted you guys
you
to do
couldn't
it,
say
'cause why not?
otherwise.
I could have. I just didn't.
Snatch.
Smusk snatch. That's not hard to say. It's like purple to prance.
Oh, I have it spelled right under the board of directors.
You spelled it right down there.
That's because I was typing it out as I was listening to you guys.
Yeah, I assumed.
Why on earth would you do that?
I looked over for the maps and all of a sudden I was like, oh, that's new. Is it collapsible? It is collapsible. Neato, gang.
Cool. So make sure to stop the stream so you can archive it and set up all that stuff you sent me during the middle of the stream. Record
Right.
and stream.
Stopping.